The man had a problem. Ever since he started DIY, he discovered all kinds of paints. Before he knew it, things had gotten out of hand. Every time he found a new one, he just had to try it. The leftovers were left behind. Of all places, the floor. Oh, my back. He thought about fixing it, but somehow things always stayed the same. In this video, I built a storage system for the countless paint cans in my workshop. I decided to place it in this space. To keep the labels clearly visible, I positioned it slightly higher than usual. Spray cans are stored horizontally to prevent them from getting stuck when pulled out. Now, let's get to work. Since this project requires a large number of panels, many of them in similar sizes, I planned the layout carefully to cut them as efficiently as possible. This build is basically a box-style cabinet with a lot of identical panels. When you're dealing with this many pieces, even small variations can cause trouble during assembly. So I pay extra attention to cut accuracy, especially keeping everything perfectly square. That's quite a stack. Next, I move on to the pocket holes. This design has a slightly unusual structure, and even the front panels are fixed with pocket holes, so this part takes the most time. I'll just put on some music and take it slow. The backside won't be visible, so I secure it with wood screws. The masking tape is there to prevent tear out on the plywood. Drilling mounting holes for the main body can be tedious, so I machine 2 panels at once. I bought a large number of PVC pipes to build the spray can rack. I wasn't sure how to cut them at first, so I used a metal cutting blade on my sliding miter saw. It worked just fine. I use an adjustable circle cutter to drill holes for the PVC pipes. On the second panel, I only recess the holes a few millimeters. Once the holes are done, I stand the pipes upright at the 4 corners and begin bonding them to the plywood. By the way, I only apply adhesive to the lower panel. The top panel remains unglued until the very end. I trimmed the recess for the rail using a router. It's admittedly a rough approach, but since I don't have a router table, this was my only option. No guide, no fence. Completely freehand. After that, I shape everything with a hand file. Finally, I cut a 2mm aluminum flat bar for the front rail. I use a Kreg jig to drill the holes for the rail. The jig itself is great, though the stock bit isn't exactly my favorite. Next, I apply edge banding. It's the peel and stick type, more expensive, but once you try it, there's no going back. Since it overhangs slightly, I sand it flush with the edge. For the front panels, I stick with my usual tinted varnish. The main body is painted in a grayish-blue tone. As for the spray can rack, I went with a matte black spray finish. This shape would have been a nightmare with a roller or a brush. Once everything's dry, it's time for assembly. That's a lot of drawer slides. I've used this vertical drawer setup before, but there's one important thing to remember. Even though the drawer is rotated 90 degrees, the slides should not be. Drawer slides are designed to carry load in a specific direction. No matter how you orient the drawer, the load must stay consistent, especially when the drawers are meant to hold something heavy, like this. That didn't sound good. Yeah, it cracked. The material was thin there, so it's not entirely surprising. I assembled the main body next. This time, no pocket holes, just structural screws throughout. I aim for the exact dimensions from the CAD model. Since the panels were cut accurately, everything usually comes together without much trouble. We're still assembling, and now it's time to build the drawers. I start by attaching the front panels, marking everything according to the CAD dimensions. For now, I secured just one screw. Then I add another and close the drawer to check the fit. It's slightly rubbing, so I adjust it and use a different hole for the final position. There are quite a few pocket holes here, but they're all there to allow this kind of adjustment. With the front panels mounted, I move on to installing the rails. The height is critical because if it's too high, the cans won't come out properly. So I measured every paint can I had and chose the optimal position. Assembly is finally complete, so it's time to install the unit. First, I remove the unnecessary parts from the existing cabinet. This top panel comes off as well. Even after removing everything I could to make it lighter, lifting it alone is still serious work. I try angling it into place, but it won't fit. It seems to be hitting right here. I had made the lower panel slightly oversized to protect the wiring behind it, but I built it a little too precisely, so there wasn't enough clearance to rotate it into position. So, out comes the saw. With that trimmed down, it slides in without forcing it. It probably would have gone in straight without rotating, but that was beyond my strength. As I reinstall the drawers, I noticed the clearance is a bit too tight here as well. That will need some fine-tuning later. This spot too. Thankfully, only two areas were interfering. For the spray can section, I also added extra holders to the inside of the door. Then I load in the rest of the paints. When I first built this rack, I had only been doing DIY for a little over 2 years, but the collection has grown quite a bit in a short time. For tubes of grease and sealant, I drilled holes in a simple pin holder and screwed it in place. The large holes don't look perfect, but functionally, it works just fine. And with that, it's finally complete.